and then we'll be back. What's up? Welcome back once again to the Whole Damn Enchilada Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Paulton. Over there, I can't get this right ever. I always point the wrong way. Ryan Inman. And down there in the bottom, we got our special guest. We got Sean, Philly the 13th.
Appreciate you having me.
What's up, man? Thanks for coming. And tonight we're going to talk horror video games. But before we do that, hey, what's up, Candace? Yeah. Before we do that, we're going to go over some things in the news, I guess. We got all kinds of stuff in the horror news and in the wrestling news.
Both. Big news for both.
Yeah, Candace was just texting me. A sad day. Bray Wyatt passed away today. And, very, very sad. Dude was great. He had a lot of mental issues. He had some mental problems and was suffering that way. And from a very famous wrestling family.
Oh, yeah.
He's Barry Windham's nephew, Blackjack Mulligan's grandson. Of course, his dad is Mike Rotunda.
IRS.
Yeah, IRS. And so sad to have to report that today. And then yesterday, was it yesterday with Terry?
Yeah, yesterday morning.
Yeah, yesterday Terry Funk passed at 79, but we kind of seen that one coming, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't make it any easier, though.
I saw that from Mick Foley posted that. That's how I saw it.
Yeah. And he was Mick's role model and, in my opinion, easily a top 10 wrestler of all time. And the argument could be made even higher than that.
Probably, especially when you look at the longevity there.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these kids, what's sad is that they're going to be looking at the stuff he was doing in ECW, which I was before we went on the air today. And God, that shit was so bad. And they're not going to think about the stuff he did in the 80s and the stuff he did in the 70s, you know, his feuds with Harley Race and, you know, like real wrestling. So,
and he was one of the first modern era wrestlers too. We were talking about this. It wasn't a horror movie, but went into a big movie.
Yeah.
Roadhouse. He was he did Roadhouse and he did Over the Top.
That's right.
Somebody's dog. Not mine. Mine doesn't work.
I have a cat. He's upstairs. I don't know.
That's all good. This past week, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game came out. Michaela, I thought Texas Chainsaw was last week. This week, we're not talking about the movies. We're talking about the game. The game, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Speaking of said game, so me and Ryan had the idea. We really wanted to do it last week when the game came out and just review the game, play the game overnight, and then review it as soon as it comes out. And it came out on the anniversary of the events of the movie, talk about the movies a little bit, which we did all that. I had to go to Guns N' Roses, so I couldn't do it on that Friday, so we had to do Thursday, which tonight we're on Thursday again. Shane has started playing it today, Candace says. Okay, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So
I gotta stop you for a second though.
Yeah.
Because I haven't even really talked to you since last week.
Yes.
How was the fucking show?
Dude, it was fucking great.
Yeah.
It was really good. They had one opener. They had the Pretenders, which they were okay.
With
Akron's
Chrissy Hind and the whole deal, huh?
Yeah. So we got upgraded when we got there because it didn't sell out. We had sections in the upper level, and we got pulled down to the lower level. So we had seats that, if you bought them when we bought ours, were probably like $200 seats. Day of, they were $25 though. So yeah, it was like I was trying to check to see what face was on them. They were like 25, just trying to get people in.
I'm surprised you didn't say it, so I will. But you usually do this for Cleveland, but it still counts. Akron's own.
I did say it. You missed it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I missed it.
I did.
But it's not Akron's own, the Pretenders. They're actually based out of the UK.
They are.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know
that part.
Chrissy Hind's the only American in the band.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, she was good. She was good. They were great. They played for like 3 hours, and since we're like 2.5 hours away, and I got to work the next morning, I'm like, oh, geez, never did. I wish I had more PTO than that day. But Adam got us home in an hour and a half. Man, he wasn't fucking around. So back to the Texas Chainsaw game. So it came out and it was free on the Game Pass. Is that what Xbox calls that thing that I paid every month for that I don't use? Okay. So Ricky has it in his room. He played it the day it came out. He set it up when we were talking to download so the next morning he could play it. And I'm sitting on my couch, and his room is 9 feet from where I sit on the couch. But I was too lazy to go those 9 feet. So I pulled out my PlayStation controller, and I bought the game on the PlayStation for $40 when I could have walked 8 feet and played it for free. Right?
Sean,
I have it
on both systems as well.
I have it on both. Well, so I bought it first, pre-order, $35.99.
Yeah.
And then on our Discord, for months, they were like, get a fucking Xbox, get a fucking Xbox. So I went out and bought a fucking Xbox.
Oh, man. Right on. So
Series S.
I download the game,
too,
and I'm ready to play the game, and I hit play game, and it says you need to have PlayStation Plus to play this game. I don't have that because I don't game. So now I got to spend another, $20 or whatever. So I'm $60-something into this game now. I play it one time. I'm absolutely dog shit horrible at the game. I can't figure anything out. I'm running around. My guy's got a stick. Like,
the cook.
This guy's got a chainsaw. I got a stick. Like, what the fuck is that?
It's a definite more of a learning curve than Friday was for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was never good at Friday, but I like to play it because I could hit a couple buttons that I knew of and do a cool kill, and
there's definitely more to do on both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
So there on top,
there's three killers, and you have objectives like you had in Friday, but you can still, even with 3 killers, people still get the hell out.
Oh yeah,
escape, and it drives me nuts because you can't. It's hard.
We'll get to that part.
Yeah.
So then I buy the game. I buy the stupid Game Pass thing or whatever the hell PlayStation calls it.
PS Plus.
Yeah, and so I'm $50-$60 into this thing. And then the next morning, I look at my bank account, and I forgot about something else that was coming out. So when those hit my PayPal, I'm bouncing checks all over the place. So I get up at 5 in the mornings when I see that, and I immediately jump in my car to go do Lyft to try to before the overdrafts hit. But I got the money back in there before the overdrafts hit. But
is that the morning?
That's the morning I hit you up, but you weren't up yet. I had it covered by the time you got back to me, though. But,
I don't wake up till 6:45. So
I'm driving around like a lunatic.
Yeah, if you handled it by then, by the time I could get it to you, then you took care of shit early.
Bill Fenton, big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
That's my buddy Bill. I used to work at a store with him years ago.
Right on, Bill. Bill, if you like what we're doing, man, hit the like, subscribe, and all that other bullshit that you do on these things. But that's my review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Fuck that game.
Before we get further into that, though, what I want to tell you, and somebody told me this too, and I paid the heed to it. I think, Sean, you might have watched the tutorials.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to, because I'm $60 into this thing now. Yes. I got to play it more time.
There's a lot of them, but they're helpful and they're video tutorials. They're not. It's not just reading it; like it's videos. Right. It shows you what they're talking about.
I wish it was like where not only they show you, but you do it as you go through.
That would be
hit this button,
But I gotta say this though, and right off this isn't a review of the game, but as far as the way the tutorials are, I think they're probably the best tutorials I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I did look at them very briefly because because I seen like I had to get the blood and feed Grandpa the blood.
Most of them are. There's a few of them that are kind of short. Most of them are, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes, 2 minutes, roughly.
That's why I said I'm gonna go back and check it out there. And
yeah, like one of the first times we all played together, we went into a private lobby.
Yeah,
and we could kind of poke around that way and kind of learn the controls, and instead of jumping right into a public match and getting slaughtered.
Right.
So what if you went into a private lobby and like only 2 people were playing? Would they make the rest of the people bots?
No,
or do you have to have the 7 people?
You have to have
just wouldn't be. It would just be like if there were 3 of us in there, it'd be 2-on-1.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
In private lobby, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I was saying, like, I can make Ricky sign on in his room while I'm in the other room, and that way I'd be able to
play,
figure out some stuff.
Right, now that there's crossplay, you can play PlayStation and Xbox together, right?
Which is what we were gonna do, but like I was so fucking pissed that I was.
Yeah. I think there was one match we did. There was like 2 killers, and then I think there was like 3 victims or 2 victims. I think we did a 2-on-2 the one night.
Right.
So in a private lobby, we can.
It was nice just to get a feel of the game before you dove in.
Yeah. Right, for sure.
And I gotta say, just first impression, graphically and design, I was very impressed with this game.
Oh, I mean, it had that Texas Chainsaw feel for sure, man.
Yeah.
So with the lighting,
me having it on Xbox S and on PS5, there's a slight graphical upgrade on the 5, obviously, because it's a little more powerful. It's a little bit more cleaner in a sense, but it looks great on both.
Right on. We got the Xbox that doesn't have the disc drive. I don't know which one that is.
Yeah, that's the S.
That's the S. Okay.
We all have the same one.
Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't think it was worth spending the extra money for the disc drive when I'm not going to buy discs anyway.
So that's kind of how I thought about it, because I have the PS5, which you can compare to the X, and when I look at games on both, it's not worth $200 upgrade.
Right, I didn't think so either. So, and plus, it was for the kid. It was like a last minute Christmas present. Like they happened to be there when I was at Best Buy, and that's when they were like impossible to find.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll pick it up, and then he'll have something to do.
Especially in all our cases, we all already had all PS5, so you already have a 4K player.
Yeah, right.
And that would have been the driving thing for me for Xbox. The only way to get better than an S, get the X, was for the 4K player, which I already had. So, because a lot of horror movies now, they're putting them out in 4K.
I've seen.
It's kind of cool.
Rob Dowell, St. John's, Michigan. Jason, he's a cosplayer from Michigan. He's in the house. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Yeah, Game Pass actually has. The sale might be done, or it might be another day or 2. But they had a special with, if you bought the game, that you can get the original 4K edition or the 4K remaster edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre from '74 for like $5.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
a lot of times though with the horror movies, the 4K fucks them up because you start to see stuff you're not really supposed to see.
Yeah.
Like in the first Friday, like did you ever notice those toothpicks on her neck before the 4K?
I think on DVD I started to be able to see it, but on Blu-ray for sure. Even before 4K, just regular Blu-ray, you can see it.
Yeah.
But on VHS, that shit we grew up on, you can't see that.
That grainy.
Yeah, you can't see that. You couldn't even see Tazo's hairy knuckles.
I still got a VCR and an old CRT TV behind me on the other side of the old big 27-inch RCA TV.
Dude, I love watching like Twilight Zone and Outer Limits on TVs like that, man.
Oh yeah, I mean it totally adds to it.
Yeah,
that's why I like going to the drive-in for older movies too. It's better than.
Never been to a drive-in before.
You never been to a drive-in?
No, never been to one.
And you live in Philly, yes?
I'm north of Philly. I'm in the suburbs.
But close enough to Philly where the Mahoning is.
Honestly, I don't even know where there's any around anymore.
The Mahoning.
Yeah.
It's probably within an hour or 2 from you, and they have all kinds of great horror events. Like this week, they're going to have they're going to I don't know real soon. It's not this week, but you can look it up. It's Friday 13th 2 and The Burning, and they're all like original prints of the movie actors from the movie both movies are gonna be there, and they do all kinds of shit.
So a 1981 extravaganza then.
Right, yeah, the Mahoning Drive-In. It's in Mahoning, PA, which is not far from
I don't think
you at all.
No,
My wife's not a horror fan, so she wouldn't go.
She would-
She's not a horror fan.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish, man. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Lisa says hi, bro. And Rob, yes, that's what we're talking about tonight, the Texas Chainsaw game. And on that note, what did you guys think of the game? You guys are much more gamers than I am.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the first impressions, if the controls felt good and the graphics were nice, I loved the atmosphere of it. They did a very good job
The
capturing it.
music's great,
The music is great.
especially when you're a killer. I don't recall if you hear the same music when you're playing as the victim. I'm assuming you do.
You do.
Can't recall.
Mhm.
But when you get to the final, when there's one victim left, the music changes and it's really intense.
It is.
Mhm.
That's exactly
Really good.
the word I used to describe it.
Yeah.
Now, which is funny because, as Rick knows, you know too, Sean, I'm a big music guy, big time. And the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre doesn't have any fucking music.
It's just sound.
Yeah. And
Noise.
I mean, it was a very interesting choice at the time. And I do like the movie, don't get me wrong. But again, as far as that film goes, and we talked about it last week, it's just that one thing. It doesn't have that iconic music cue that all the other horror franchises have. And it does knock it down a peg for me. But in this game, they did a good job. Now, the music in the video game that Gun Media made before this one was way better, but we'll get to that.
I'm sure Ryan likes to talk about that every chance he gets.
I really like it. It's tough. It's like I said, it's a tougher learning curve. I'm definitely better as a killer than a victim right now.
Yes.
I haven't played as a victim as much. I've been playing mostly as a killer.
Same.
I like to use Sissy. I pretty much been playing as Sissy, Leatherface, and the Hitchhiker. I played as Johnny and the Cook occasionally. I actually saw a level 10 Cook today when I was playing.
Ooh.
That was surprising, and he had perks like leveled up past 1 too. So
okay. So like this is like other online games where I have to play it more, or my guy's going to be shitty, and I'm not going to be able to level
perks and different items and things like that.
Each individual killer and victim, they all have different perks you can unlock and then level up. They all have different chains, and you can choose how you want to build your. Like, do you want to build your character to be stealthy? Do you want to build them to be tough and like a fighter?
Right.
You can go in any direction you choose, and if you spend the points to do that, you can actually cancel that out, get all your points back, and go another way if you don't like it too. So you don't.
Right. Yeah. So like
waste any
I had the Cook up to like level 2.
Mhm.
And I did a respec on all his points, and I put him into Sissy, I think, because I'm not playing as him much right now.
Yeah.
But I have Sissy almost to level 10.
I have Sissy at level 10, and I have her maxed out, and I love it.
Right. Hey, Charles Sherrod, he does the Dive podcast. And he's going to be going live tonight at 8 after us. He's been doing some good stuff on there. He just got his stuff onto Spotify and some other thing I've never heard of, but I can't. Rumble, is that a thing? But anyway, they're on Spotify and they're easy to watch on there. And he's had some really banger guests. Like he's had Bob DeSimone, Melanie Kinnaman, Brooke Bundy, her daughter, whose name escapes me right now.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Brooke Bundy from Nightmare on Elm Street, and her daughter from Friday the 13th, which is
yeah.
Tiffany Helm. Tiffany Helm.
Yeah, Tiffany Helm. Violet.
Yeah. And he's just been knocking it out of the park. So his is a little bit more, from what I've seen of it, it's a little more serious than the nonsense we do. But guys, if you guys are bored at 8 o'clock, you want something to do, check him out and give him a like and a follow. And he's doing really good stuff. And so he'll be going on at 8. He was just chimed in and said he's watching with us, and he hopes to see us at his thing, which I will go and check out after we're done here.
So Brooke Bundy, was that Patricia Arquette's mom in Dream Warriors?
Yes.
That's what
and she was the same character in the next movie as well.
Right, but Tuesday Night's mom, the next
Tuesday Night's mom, yeah.
I wanted to point out something my buddy Bill said on here that, about when you're a victim, there's times when the family's on top of you as soon as
the other one.
I mean, that's something that can happen for sure. Like I was playing one yesterday. I came up from the basement, right up the ladder into a shed, and 2 of them were standing right there and just killed me right away.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
That's not cool. They should have it a little bit off.
Yeah.
See, on the other.
Well, they just happened to walk in there at that particular time, and I just happened to be coming up. It was just horrible timing.
I've had that happen too as a victim in this game, and it's if more than one of them are on you, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you guys like playing as the victim?
I haven't done it as much. I want to get better at it, but
I honestly don't.
Yeah.
Right. Did you like playing as the victim in Friday the 13th?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I did both, and I liked them both. And most of the time, I played against bots just because, like, again, I'm not that good. But
there was a lot of matches that Ryan and I played where if him and I were left, you didn't want to be Jason.
No, you didn't. No.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna torment you.
Yeah, Ryan was.
We would go house to house, booby traps, set them. We had them all set up, and then we just run his ass around the whole map. Sometimes he'd get one of us or both of us, but there was occasions where we just ran his ass around. We'd let him chase the car.
Oh yeah,
that was always fun.
Oh, remember when I had all 3 of those stupid car perks, and that car was so fucking fast you couldn't even steer it.
Oh my god, it was literally like drunk driver simulator.
Oh, it was bad.
Nice.
Like even the best shifting Jasons couldn't catch the car when you had all those perks on. It was so dumb.
It was hilarious.
Right on.
But anyway, we'll get back to that game. Trust me.
So we're gonna move on, I guess, and we're gonna talk about some other horror video games. And
well, I wanted to talk about Chainsaw a little bit more.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Thought we had covered it right on.
I do like playing as the family for sure. I don't really, I wouldn't say understand, but I don't grasp the sorry about that light. The whole concept of playing as a victim yet. I think I need to do that a little bit more because I think it's hard. But again, people escape on me when I'm a killer.
There's people that have mastered victims already, and it's pretty crazy.
Pappas.
Yeah. Like the Leyland character is just a troll. He's the new Chad.
Oh. The white guy.
Leyland. He does the shoulder block. Yeah, he's the new Chad.
He does those John Cena shoulder blocks on.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass.
Right on.
Now, what I want to say though, even though this isn't like a full extensive review, since we're talking about it though, I do actually want to grade this.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to just. I only played it once, right. and I suck. So I will grade. What I did like about the game, what I noticed about the game is, like you said, the atmosphere, the sound, the way it looked. So, that's an A, dude.
Now, Gun Media, who makes this game, they are pretty good at patching things and adjusting things and balancing things. They have a bad name for other reasons, but as far as like game patches go and updates, they're pretty good. As it stands right now, I give this game like a B-, but I think this has potential to be an A game.
Right on.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Right on.
You agree with that, Sean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they need to do some balancing a little bit.
Yes.
For sure.
All right.
But this game has almost unlimited potential.
Now the other thing too is with the lobbies, you can't have the same number of victims. Like you can't have somebody be Connie twice or Julie twice. It's everybody gets one shot at whoever, and they give you an option. So if you spawn into a match, or if you spawn into a lobby, let's just say you're in there as Leland and you want to be Connie, you can send a request to the person who's Connie and ask if they want to swap.
Yeah, you can.
Usually if you try to request her, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But you can do the same thing with killers also. But every match you have to have Leatherface.
Yes, that's the only character that has to be in every one.
Yeah, because you need him to cut through some stuff, right?
Right, yeah. Leatherface always starts in the basement and he comes up later. And then the other ones kind of spawn in different areas.
Right on.
But
I couldn't I didn't know that I was able to change my guy, so I thought I was just randomly assigned.
One suggestion that I would make for you when you play that I did for both versions of my game is because it's really dark in the basement, turn the in-game brightness all the way up. And it's still dark,
I've got it all the way down because when I put it on,
I changed that.
It said turn it down until you could barely see this logo, and even all the way down, I could still see the logo.
So could I.
Yeah, when you go into the basement, though, it's really difficult to find your way
bring the brightness up and
the in-game brightness, I cranked it all the way up, and it's still dark, but it's still bright enough that I can see all around me, too.
Right on. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Gun, that's one thing with Gun, too. With their previous game, they also made that game fucking dark.
Yeah.
So, like, you couldn't see shadows. It was so dark sometimes in that other game. On this one, you can. Because, again, graphics more, what, 7 years advanced.
Yeah.
Close to
And
the
he
other.
had the great one and only Kane Hodder did the mocap for Leatherface, and I read that he did the mocap for Grandpa too. But does Grandpa even move?
He moves
Barely.
when you feed him. He kind of like his hands kind of go up like this.
Oh.
Feed him.
He don't get out of his rocking chair.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You don't put the finger in his mouth to suck on the blood either. You just pour it in his mouth.
Yeah, you just pour a vial. Yeah, you just give him the vial.
I was hoping you bring a victim over to him and they do that.
That would be a cool thing that they could do later. That would be neat.
Yeah.
Like maybe as a kill or something.
Like a finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they already have.
Are there finishers in this game?
There are. Finishers.
Okay, because I mean, I know in Friday the 13th, if I hit I don't remember the buttons, but there's do this button and this button, and I'll grab a motherfucker and throw him, or bust his head on the thing, and crazy shit.
Now Leatherface has environmental kills too.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that does, but they all have finisher kills, like animations.
Right.
And Sissy, the character that he and I both mainly use, she does a pretty cool one where she blows a kiss, but it's like poison.
Oh, okay.
And then fucking guts you with her.
Do you know what movie she was from?
She is like a mythological character in the franchise.
So she wasn't in the movies.
She was mentioned.
Okay.
Because
I don't remember her.
That's
why then.
She is dead before the events of 74. I think she died in 73.
Okay.
Her backstory is she was with the family and then in the 60s ran off to the West Coast and became a hippie.
Okay.
And that's how she learned about potions and herbs and stuff, but instead of using them for healing, she just started making poison.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then
came back in the game too.
Right. And then came back to the family and is this expert master poisoner.
Right on.
She's a very stealthy character and can fit in all the little tight spaces that only the victims can. And I love using her.
Yeah, her and the hitchhiker can crawl and they can go through the crevices. They just can't climb. I don't think is Johnny the only one that can climb over those barricades that Leatherface can destroy?
I think so.
Or I think he's the only one that can. And Johnny tracks.
Well, a beautiful thing about Sissy, when you're chasing somebody and they go over one of them, you just hit RB and blow your poison, and they wake up and they stand up in that mist. They can't dodge it.
All right.
But yeah, that game, unlimited potential, man. If Gunn really sticks to their guns, this can be an A game. It really can.
Right
yeah,
on.
I think they could eventually. I mean, eventually, maybe they could even add some characters. They could add Kirk and Pam and Sally and stuff like that into the games.
Sure, like Friday the 13th did.
Yeah. You could add Franklin.
Who wants to play? Who wants to play as that asshole?
They should put him in the game. Not that you play as him, but just where he's just there, so you could just. Well, you can't find any of the other victims, and he's just there, and you just go there and whack him real quick.
That scene when they're fighting over the light, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Well, I hate that guy. Everybody does, though. I mean,
it's like we were talking about. That's why they even put Mark in Friday too, just to make
you feel better about handicapped characters.
Edwin Neal.
Franklin did so much damage.
Edwin Neal, the hitchhiker, he reprised his role. He did the voice for the hitchhiker in the game.
Oh, did he? That's cool.
Yeah.
And he's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be him, but when I go up to Michigan for Pantera in November, in between, the shows are on a Friday and then a Sunday, and then there's Saturday in the middle. The guy that owns that horror museum that we went to, he's doing a tattoo fest, and he's got a bunch of the cast from the first movie going to be there. Well, I don't know how many are left.
With that over the weekend on YouTube. He's a pretty cool guy.
Who's still alive?
The hitchhiker and one of the girls, not Sally, the other one.
Yeah. The one with the red shorts.
And then the two guys.
Oh yeah, the two guys are still alive. Yeah, Kirk and Jesse. Was it Jesse?
I don't remember.
I don't remember his name.
But those two and then a couple ancillary background characters, but that's it. Yeah. Like the cook's dead, Leatherface is dead.
Yeah.
Franklin is dead. Sally's dead. Toby Hooper's dead. Yeah.
So that's a tough one to.
Rob, you can stab Grandpa. Yes, you can immobilize him that way.
Yeah, you can. Characters can attack him.
Right on. Yeah, I know. I know. When I was playing, it did say Grandpa's in danger or whatever the hell.
Yeah, so that comes up when a victim is near him.
Mhm.
But then, like, if the victim stabs grandpa, there's like a notification that comes up. Like, if you're on PlayStation, I think it's like R2. You can
Mhm.
stab him, and then it'll say grandpa's immobilized, and then he doesn't have any of his sense powers.
Okay.
Right, and he'll get him back, but he goes down a level from where he was.
Right. Yeah.
So if you had him up to level 4, he'll go down to a 3, even when he recovers.
And then you got to build him back up again. So
Yeah,
if you get him
feed him more.
immobilized at 5, that sucks.
Right on.
But there's a lot of matches. It's tough to get them to 5 before people escape or whatever.
Did either of you play the original Texas Chainsaw game?
No. What was that on? Was that Atari?
It was Atari, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we brought that up on the last week during our Texas Chainsaw podcast, and I had some pictures from it. It was bad. I never played it, but yeah, if you have one that's legit and that's in the box and shit, it's worth some good money. They did those. They did the same company that did those did the Halloween game, which I'm also certain you guys probably never played.
No.
I did have an Atari, but man, like I played none of that shit. So.
I played like Space Invaders and like
Space Invaders, Pac-Man,
baseball.
Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
baseball,
football.
I mean, I've seen footage of the Halloween game, and I'm like, what the freaking hell is this?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
See, now that needs to be the next big franchise that gets a game.
No doubt, right?
Because that would be more like a Friday the 13th, where there's one killer.
Yep.
Yeah, get on that, Gun Media.
Yeah.
I mean, they have him in Dead by Daylight, but I never played Dead by Daylight. That was one I was never into.
I checked it out, man, and it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I heard that it was exactly like Friday the 13th. It's not.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Yeah, Chris was saying that.
No, what the fuck would he know about those kind of games? He doesn't play games online. He's a stiff. So he don't play games on. He don't play multiplayer games. He wouldn't know. So
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway.
So
Well, we brought that game up then, Dead by Daylight.
okay.
Let's go there. Not my thing, not for me, but very popular game, and I feel like it had more life than the Friday the 13th game, and I'll tell you why. Because they have fucking servers that work.
And they did a ton of DLC for just Saw, Halloween, and Freddy Krueger, and they had Ghostface. They had, Ash.
They had basically everybody but one guy.
Yeah.
So, and we know who that was.
And they had a lot
of was Jason in the Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah.
Jason, Leatherface, and Freddy, I believe.
MK.
I know. I remembered Freddy and Leatherface. I couldn't remember if Jason was in it.
MKX, and it was the worst fucking mask of all time. Even worse than Freddy versus Jason.
It was its own separate mask.
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah.
Right on.
Hated it.
Worse than the Part 7 mask.
Way worse than that. I saw somebody rocking one of those MKX masks at the Blairstown con we went to a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, why? It wasn't even good either.
Yeah, I think I want to get that's off topic, but a different mask, not a Part 7 for my Part 7 hood, but cut like the Part 7, but not that mask. Like even like a Part 3 redone or any other one. Pretty much any other one. Except for 5, because the blue chevrons won't look right.
Again, off topic, but I have your Part 3 ready. I just need to lacquer it.
Okay, cool.
I'm lazy.
Ryan made me a Part 5 mask and mailed it to me.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I got 2 by him. I got a real nice one, and then one of his first ones.
Yeah,
back there. He made those 3 that you could see over my shoulder.
Yeah, everybody in our
as well as this one.
Oh yeah,
nice. Oh yeah, I remember he showed me a picture of that
one. Sean saw that one before you did, Rick.
Yeah.
And then I got this one. Since we're talking about video games,
that's not mine.
That's not his.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna get you to do me a better one similar to this.
Oh, easy. That's easy.
We'll talk about it because this one's a little bit smaller, and it's made out of much cheaper stock than the ones you use, even the ones you used to use.
Mm-hmm.
They're even a grade down from that. And then I got that.
Oh, nice.
So
we got that.
We're on the video game kick here.
Yeah.
And then I got this. the actual game.
There you go.
They still play. He's got his shirt represented. So did you play any of the Nintendo horror games?
All of them.
I never played Nightmare on Elm Street, but I did play Friday the 13th. So my grandmom's house when I was a kid, her next door neighbor had a kid that was my age, and I used to play with him. And I remember his house was creepy.
Yeah.
He had like this house with it was like an alcove upstairs, and he had a poster of that game.
Nice.
That poster used to freak me out as a kid when I
was like that too. There was a standee of Freddy Krueger in the video store. I couldn't even go near it.
I didn't know who Jason was. I
too.
just knew his name was Jason, and he was the scary hockey guy. I didn't really know anything about it at the time.
Yeah.
But the game poster was on the wall. But then I remember playing the game with him too.
Oh, for the Friday the 13th game you're talking
Friday
about.
the 13th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one used to fuck me up as a kid too because the music was so like Harry Manfredini, but with digital shit.
Never played Nightmare on NES though.
Sean, you ever played a game at night by yourself? Like,
oh yeah. Sean, I thought in Philly, Sean, that Eric Lindros was the scary hockey guy.
Oh right, yeah.
Poor guy, man. He would have been so fucking good. The concussion knocked him silly. I just called him a scary hockey guy because he cost the Flyers $10 billion. Yeah. Man, he would have been so good. But anyway, I digress.
Okay.
I remember that NES game. Obviously, I'm wearing the shirt. I remember renting that from
That's the way I used to get it too. $2.13.
And I was just like, I'd already seen, several of the films by then. I was probably, 9-10 years old when that game came out, something like that.
Close to the same.
So I was so excited. I didn't have Nintendo Power or anything like that. There was no internet. I was expecting it to be like the movies. And then I get this game home and I put it in and what the fuck is this?
Jason's fucking purple.
Yeah. What is this? What is this shit? I'm throwing rocks.
Jason had an Atari game too. It was not Atari, but what was that other thing that was like Atari? ColecoVision?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had one of those.
But that NES game, as a child, even as a young boy, fresh into horror, that Friday the 13th NES game just put a bad taste in my mouth from day one, and I hated it, and I still do.
It was very confusing too when I remember when I first
yes.
What are we doing here? What's
you have to catch them in 3 different cabins and it has to be on the second day after the darkness and you have to go fight the head and you have to do all this and and then you can kill him, maybe.
I never killed him. And I have this.
I never did either.
This is Freddy versus Jason. It's a hack.
Oh yeah.
You play as Freddy. It's the same game as the Friday the 13th game.
Right.
You play as Freddy, and he has his claw that shoots out of his hand.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And you're way more powerful than even if you had the machete. So from the beginning, you have 6 of the most powerful characters, and I still can't beat him. But I beat him twice. I got to beat him 3 times. I did it twice, and I got him down real low. So I think with time, I'm going to be able to. So it won't be quite the same as beating him on the regular game, but it'll be cool.
If you really, really want to play that OG game and you're determined to beat him, I got 2 words for you. Game Genie.
Game Genie, yes.
I have my Game Genie upstairs still.
I thought about picking one up because I was getting into the NES kick. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Sean disconnected. I will imagine that he will reconnect and rejoin us in a minute.
Lost the patient.
Oh, shit. So, I guess we'll keep this discussion going while we're waiting for him to get back in.
Yeah.
And bad horror games that we're going to talk about for a minute.
Yeah, that was a bad one. And Sean mentioned he never played this one, so we'll go with this one then while he's out. The Nightmare on Elm Street NES game. Also didn't like it.
He's coming back in.
Okay.
And there he goes.
Yeah. Well, that game.
Sorry about that. I pulled on my cord by mistake.
So Ryan just brought up the Nightmare on Elm Street game, and because we're going to talk about bad horror games for a minute. And what were you saying?
And also, when I pull on my cord by mistake, my girlfriend gets very mad at me. So, yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street NES game. Sean, you said you never played that one.
No,
right?
I never played that one.
It was one of the first 4-player games.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot about that.
See, if you didn't have 3 friends to play it with, and I didn't, it wasn't as cool. But if you did, it was a lot better.
I definitely never played it that way. And if I would have had 3 other friends to play with, I wouldn't need to pull my cord. So, at least not as much.
Not as much.
But no, that game, it just had nothing to do with the movies. Again, it was just a way, and I'm pretty sure that
You don't think it did? Like you had to go. It had the plot of Dream Warriors.
Did it?
Yeah, you had to go and find all Freddy's bones and bury them and shit.
Did a dog piss on him?
No, that's in 4. That's how he comes back.
I know.
So if they never made a sequel, that's how he would have came back.
Yeah.
But
correct me if I'm wrong though. That was an LJN game.
it was same as Freddy.
Then it sucks.
They made all those horror games for the NES. They made Jaws too, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's also bad.
It is bad. Jaws.
I have Jaws. That game is bad.
See, now that's a movie we'll probably never do a long-term review on or a long-form review on. Jaws.
Yeah,
because it's so fucking good and everyone knows it.
Yeah,
exactly. We might one day do a rundown of the whole franchise.
That could get interesting.
Yeah. So
once we get to 3 and 4, it's gonna be a shit show.
I just watched 3 recently because I liked it when I was a kid, and I still liked it. But man, the technology was bad.
You like
just the
Jaws
scene with the shark and the glass just goes like.
Is that 3D?
Yeah.
Again, sidebar, is every movie franchise when they get to 3, they have to make it in fucking 3D?
That was a thing. That was a thing back in the day.
They do that with Dream Warriors?
No.
That was.
I don't remember.
Thankfully,
They didn't go to 3 until way later, and Freddy's dead.
Okay.
Yeah, they did that part 6. They had to double the 3.
Double the suck too.
Yeah, it was the worst fucking Nightmare on Elm Street movie to me. So, but yeah, and NES, it was just all those LJN games, and they were just using those franchises to just put out whatever games and make money on them.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like for sure.
No internet. If you're a fan of that, you see it in the store, you buy it.
Yeah.
And then you're disappointed that you lost your what did games cost back
then? They were $59.99.
Yeah, they were $60.
Wow.
The price of a Nintendo game ain't really changed much. They went from 59 to 69. I think they're still at 69.
Games
for a new one.
Are reasonably priced when you look at inflation. It's the consoles that are expensive now compared to when we were kids.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, some of these consoles.
Nintendo 64 when that came out was what, 150, 200?
199, and then shortly after dropped to 149.
Yeah. Well, let's skip forward to the next generation.
NES was $50 according to Jared. Chris Wintrick, Steve Britton is watching with me right now and says, "What's up? What's up, Steve?" Tell Steve to like the page and follow and all that good shit.
Now, Sean, you said you didn't play these games much, but we got to mention them since we're talking about horror games. The Resident Evil franchise.
Oh, the Resident Evil. That's the peak of horror for most people.
So, yeah.
I didn't like them. Huh? I didn't like them until they went to the first-person shooter style. Then I loved them.
Oh, 4 and on?
Yeah, 4 and on, man. And some of those, and they were scarier early on with the 1 and 2 because it created that atmosphere where, like, if you were playing by yourself in a dark room, you'd get spooked a little bit. But the graphics on like the crazy boss fights were just big, giant, fucking ogre-looking things, and yeah, it just was insane.
I was never much of a first-person guy. I still am not. I prefer.
I'm not either, but I like that because it was halfway first person. Remember, because it was like over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really dug that.
I must admit, though, those games for the time and what they were very well made.
Oh yeah, at the time.
God!
Resident Evil. Whoever did that also did Parasite Eve. Did you ever play that?
I did
I've
not.
heard of Parasite Eve. I've never played it. But
So good. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It is amazing, dude. Really, really cool game.
I played Code Veronica on Sega Dreamcast because I remember when the Dreamcast came out, it was, such a big deal graphically. Yeah. And I remember
$99.99. That's when it came out.
I had always seeing, footage of Resident Evil games on PlayStation. I'm like, man, I wonder what this will look like on the Dreamcast. So I think I bought it. I don't have it anymore, but I think I bought it and I played Code Veronica on there. I don't remember.
They brought that back out on the PS3, I think.
Yeah, they did re-release it on another system later.
Jared says the fucking dogs in Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, the fuckers. So annoying.
They might make PE. I don't know PE what? Resident Evil PE might remake Yeah.
The Parasite Eve, he means?
Oh, Parasite Eve. That's probably what he means. That'd be sweet, Chris. Oh,
Now,
yes.
now, Sean, you said there was another game on Dreamcast you want to mention.
Right, yeah. So, have you guys ever heard of Illbleed?
Oh, Illbleed, yes.
Yeah.
Illbleed, oh yeah, so that was on Dreamcast?
Yep.
Yeah.
So my brother Joey must have
released on it, if I'm
bootlegged
not
that.
mistaken.
My brother Joey must have bootlegged that. We played the shit out of that.
So I found that at a GameStop back in
Mhm.
like in a mall, but I think, geez, that had to be like 2000. It had to be 2001, I think, because remember at later on Dreamcast cases they had the black label on the side instead of the clear or the white. It was in the black label, and I played it. It was really, I remember it being difficult, but you had to use, like, you played this female character and you had your senses that you had to rely on. And it was almost like I think you were at like a freaky carnival or something in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember we played it a lot. Chris has it. He said he has it.
Yeah, so I sold
does.
that. I think I sold that game for like $200 on eBay because it's a
Dude,
rare game. I went to a game
prices,
convention.
dude.
I took my son to a game convention like year and a half, 2 years ago, and they were selling that game for $400. I was like, oh.
See, now instances like that are what emulators are for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you just want to play the game. Well, like my Nightmare on Elm Street, to buy that was like $50 used. $75. I got it from China, $20.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not an original cartridge, but the game works just the same.
Yeah, I've seen like Friday and Nightmare like graded copies in the cases and the shrink.
Yeah. Well, these were out of the case, and they were still a ton. Yeah, I understand. Graded copies, but just to play the game, come on.
See, now I never played.
Crazy.
I never played that game, but I do remember seeing. I remember the box art even. I have it in my head.
Yeah. See, Jared says his Nightmare on Elm Street cartridge was $55.
Oh yeah.
I got mine. It's a Chinese ripoff game. You can't tell the difference. I'm thinking about getting about 10 of them and taking them to sell them and seeing if they know the difference.
See,
and it just sits there. I play mine.
Now another good one, and you actually put it on the flyer or whatever.
I just grabbed random horror games and threw it on our.
And I like playing this online with friends for a brief time, not too long. Was Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead. My
zombie killers.
I think Eric and Donald. I think they were playing that when they were kids.
Yeah, I used to play that on Xbox 360.
Yeah, there was Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2.
I never played 2. I just played the first one, and it was cool, but it got repetitive. But I liked it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a huge zombie person either. It's not my thing.
And if anybody in the comments wants to bring up some horror game that we haven't talked about.
Well, I'm looking at Chris said Illbleed's one of his favorites. Luigi's Mansion totally copied the horror monitor. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about that either.
He's totally right.
Luigi's Mansion was the shit, dude.
My son's playing that upstairs right now. I saw that.
The first one or the new one?
First one, yeah.
Okay. I didn't play the new one. He has it.
Luigi's Mansion 3 was great. I played that through and beat it. Luigi's Mansion 3 is fantastic.
3, yeah.
Very good.
So I missed 2 and 3 then.
I only played the original, and I just totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
Bill says that Luigi's Mansion 3 is his personal favorite. Condemned Criminal Origins, Xbox 360.
I never heard of that.
Wasn't that a Rockstar game?
I don't remember.
Because that's basically what the movie Steve Austin was in was based on.
Well,
the Condemned, right? Yeah.
If we're throwing out Rockstar horror games, we got to mention Manhunt.
Manhunt was so cool, man.
Yeah.
Chris has a mask that what's his name? Tim Fitzgerald made.
Oh, rest in peace, Tim.
Yeah, right on. But he went to school. I think he might have went to Savini's school for the movie makeup and stuff.
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
And he was pretty good at it, and he was an artist, and he made that mask. The yellow mask, and Crystal has it. It looks like something you would have bought licensed by the game.
Yeah. Tim was real big into Manhunt. Now that you mentioned that, I do remember when that game came out, him coming over to my house and telling me all about it. That's actually how I heard about that game.
Nice.
Tim Fitzgerald.
The Darkness, Xbox 360. Jared brings up. Anybody heard the Darkness?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Dead Space. Remember those?
Dead Space. I remember that, but I don't remember it.
Those were cool.
Yeah.
I think they made 3. I think they made 3. I know they made 2 for sure. Maybe it even went beyond that. But yeah, I only ever played the first one. It was good. It's very horror-ish as well. I got one I can. Oh well, we got a special guest.
Yeah, sorry. I have COVID here, so I can't have him.
No, yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rick just had it too.
Yeah. Well, not officially, but pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you
never tested. But
today's the best I felt since Saturday.
I've had it like since I've been vaccinated. Every time I think I've gotten it. Well, one time I know I got it because I passed it to Ryan, but my wife tested negative, so I knew I had it. We were going to Kid Rock, and he assumed that the Hillbillies there gave it to him, which was a good assumption. But then my wife tested positive the next day, and I found out. I was like, "Oh, dude, sorry, but that must have been me that gave it to you."
Yeah,
but I didn't get hardly any symptoms. And
this is my first time having it.
Well, a couple times I had like this cough that just wouldn't quit. But other than that, no symptoms. But that cough lasted for 2 months, man.
Well,
I've taken a lot of COVID tests over the years when I've been like had colds or whatever, just to make sure, and they've all been negative. And I took 2 of them on Monday, and they were both positive. I'm like, fuck.
Oh yeah,
right. And that's the way they are. That's why I don't take them, because sometimes it says yes, and then it says no later. And
like,
I'm just gonna when I'm sick, I assume I probably have it. And if I'm around anybody, I'll tell them, I don't know if I have COVID, but I know I'm sick, and it could be COVID, so you might want to stay away from it. You know, give everybody the heads up.
Cold and flu symptoms aside, that's whatever. But Sean, as soon as you told me you were aching, I'm like, take COVID test. Because the aches.
I took 2 on Saturday while we were playing.
Yeah,
we were playing Texas Chainsaw. I took a break. I went upstairs. I took 2 of them back to back, and they were both negative. And then on Monday, I went to work, came home, or during the day on Monday at work, I'm eating my lunch at my desk. I'm like, I can't taste my food. I'm like, oh
yeah. If you
I never got that. Thank God. I
have my taste and smell back now, though. It only lasted for like a day and a half.
Same, 36 hours. I lost mine, and it was back. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. I actually have a good one to throw out here. And Sean, you know this game even better than I do, and that's Until Dawn.
Yeah, man.
That's a good
one. Rob mentioned that on here. Yeah, great game.
Until Dawn. What was that for?
That was PS4. I think that was
PS4
it. PS4
is what I had it on.
Yeah, that's what we had it on. Yeah, that was
Until Dawn. Rob brought that up a second ago. He says PS5.
It's on.
Well, yeah, you can play it on PS5, but it was made on PS4.
It's a PS4 game though.
Yeah, so that's that's one of those games that like it was all made with like real actors. Rami Malek's in it, and
the darkness sounds cool. Jared says you were a demon in the darkness. Where'd it go? And got cool powers while avenging your girlfriend's murder. So kind of like The Crow.
I never heard of that game, The Dark.
I don't know, but I might have to check that out.
I might have to look into that too.
Yeah, Until Dawn was very good.
Until Dawn was extremely well made. It's survival horror, and aren't there like 500 different endings?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different endings. I actually went back and got the platinum trophy on it.
Nice.
That's why I threw this one out to you, because I only played through it fully twice.
Yeah.
And I know you did way more. So
yeah, I went and got the platinum because there was a certain point in order to get the platinum, you didn't have to start at the very beginning. All you had to do, everything was tied to chapter 3 in that game. So after chapter 3 is when you could start really branching off into different areas. So that's how I was able to go back and get the platinum to see all the endings and everything.
I have a confession to make about that game. And I played through it twice. And the first time I kind of lollygagged on it, but the second time I played through it in like 2 days. Like I hammered it out. I wanted, because you're meant to do that, to hammer this game out in like 1 or 2 big sessions. I became very attached to one particular character my second playthrough of this. And I'm just like, I don't care what happens as long as this individual, I won't even say male or female. If anybody wants to play it, I don't want to spoil it. As long as this person survives, I don't care. This is my person. This is my person. And then I get through this whole fucking game, and 5 fucking seconds before the end, this person dies. And I was
I think I know what you're talking about.
I was absolutely fucking gutted. I actually cared.
That's great.
But that's good game making.
Right.
Yeah, it was a great story.
I was so I was invested in the story, but this one particular character, I'm like, this person needs to live. They so deserve to live more than everybody else.
Right. Yeah. There was a couple characters you were like, fuck them. I hope they get killed.
Right.
So Rosa just chimed in. She says, I keep missing it, but my favorite game is Dead by Daylight. We talked about that a little bit because we were saying how that's similar to these other games. Well, you said it's not, but Chris says it is.
It's not.
But it was a Friday the 13th game, the Texas Chainsaw game. You might want to check those out, Rosa. If you have the Game Pass on the Xbox, the Texas Chainsaw is free, and Friday the 13th right now is basically free, right?
And for anybody that doesn't know, with Texas Chainsaw right now, there's a free pack in the store on whether it be PlayStation or Xbox where you can get leather faces, you can get skins for the chainsaws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool!
Free skins,
They're
and then
free
there's also
and
then they also have it's $6.99. They have kill packs for each character because you already get 2 in the game, and then the kill pack gives each character 1 extra one.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't commit any kills. I smacked somebody with my stick once, and I didn't do much of anything else.
The Cook is, to me, the hardest probably character to get kills with because you're not really supposed to kill with him in a sense. Like, I mean, if you can get somebody, great, but his job is to me more of like, he listens and he sees where he can sense where everybody's at. You want to feed Grandpa with him.
Yes, he's a feed Grandpa and alert the others where everyone is.
Yeah.
Right on. And then the one thing I did do is I ran a guy. I ran a guy into Leatherface and Sissy, and they took care of this guy.
Yeah, I played with him a couple times. He does not run very fast. It's very hard to catch especially if you're playing with a cook that's not leveled up and you're chasing a victim that's leveled up. It's impossible. Well, you're not gonna catch him.
So, we're getting to the nitty gritty, so we might as well bring it up. Mm-hmm. Guns, Friday the 13th multiplayer game.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Rosa just brought that up, or was talking about. She says she has that. I played it. I love it, but I'm not very good at it.
For all the
you two gentlemen are.
For all the flaws in that game, and trust me, they're there. I think it's the greatest horror game ever made.
No, I'm agreeing with that 100%.
Yeah, I had so much fun for years and years and years. And this gentleman below me in this box is one of the reasons why. I think, other than you, I might have played it with Chris, Mr. Raw Deal.
Yeah, you played with Chris too, yeah.
Probably I played with him the most, but you the second most out of anybody. And I
played
that
was back when you guys stayed up a lot later than I did.
Right.
The Friday the 13th game is what got us the Death Curse Society podcast, because that's how those guys met. And they started gaming together and then doing a podcast off of it.
It really rekindled my interest in the franchise for sure.
For sure.
Same with me.
Sean, have you ever been to camp?
No. I have not.
We did, and Ryan was and myself both. We were just amazed at how great they got the map was just so active.
Yeah.
Sean, if you ever go there, and not if you are gonna go there.
When
it's gonna happen,
because we're gonna go back.
You're gonna go one day. I'll fucking drag you there. When you set foot in that camp, you're already gonna know where everything is.
Right.
The game is spot on. That Crystal Lake map is perfect.
So I got a funny story about that game. So first time I went to Ohio to visit Ryan, remember the Pamela tapes in the game?
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is good.
He could not get a fucking Pamela tape to save his life. I come over his house and we're playing the game. First drawer, boom, Pamela tape. He's like, motherfucker.
I let him play. He played on my account. First game, 2 minutes in, he finds a tape. I didn't find one. I never found one ever before that.
Right on.
And then after that, I found him like crazy.
Of course, Harry Manfredini recorded new music for that, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did, and he told us personally about that.
Personally, we talked to him about it because we were lucky enough to have dinner with him.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That
was the highlight of the whole trip for me. But
at the diner that's now for sale for $675,000. If you guys want to chip in on that, me and Ryan would like to buy that. We'll take all donations to my PayPal, Cash App, whatever,
or just right here.
$675,000,
all state style, right here.
Yeah, I honestly, in all honesty, I have to say that in terms of an online multiplayer game, I've had the most fun I've ever had playing games with people with Friday the 13th, without question. It's not even close.
I had a great time playing it too, and I'm horrible. I'm just not good at these games. I did play that a little bit, and I had fun with it. And I still have fun with it, but I play against the bots because I just suck.
I would put that one at second place, Sean. I had more fun with GTA 5 overall.
Oh, I guess if I should say maybe in horror then, but
in horror for
GTA,
sure.
We've had fun with GTA also, yes.
Oh yeah, for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Well, no shit. See,
that's true. I didn't think about GTA.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. Yeah. Second.
What's going on here? Why is it not working? Okay. Bill says, I need a trip to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. It's now a restaurant. I did not know that.
Yep. It's
Oh, I
in
heard about
Kingsland.
that. Yeah.
I know
It's in
about
Kingsland.
the gas
took it
station.
apart in 6 pieces, and they moved it to Kingsland, Texas. I'm going to Texas in April, and I actually looked up the distance from where I'm going to be in Fort Worth to there, but it's like 3 hours. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. Texas actually was its own country at one point, so
yeah.
it's pretty fucking big.
I forget what city it was in first, but now it's in Kingsland. But yeah, now it's a restaurant.
Yeah.
There's a video online of Edwin Neal, the hitchhiker. He's doing an interview inside the restaurant, and he's pointing out locations that he was talking about when they filmed the movie.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks they put it back together. It looks just the same, but I mean, obviously there's some changes because it's a restaurant now. But the overall interior, like you walk in the door, there's the stairwell. You look straight back, there's the area where the skulls were on the wall, where Leatherface slammed the door.
Hell yeah. So Rob says he's been twice to camp and also to the diner once. We actually seen him then when we were up there.
Yeah.
That's how we met him, and he met Sean Cunningham. He said he's making a new Friday game, and Harry Manfredini also said that as well.
Yeah, I know something's going on with that because Harry has recorded music for it, and again, unless he's already been paid, he ain't doing shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But as far as Sean Cunningham making it, I smell bullshit.
Well, he's not making it, but he has to license it. That's probably what he meant.
Licensing it, yes, but I guarantee his creative input is 0.0%.
Oh, well, his creative input on all of this was 0.0.
Exactly. Yeah.
We never got our Uber Jason.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, the logo. That's what all he had, and then
the title.
Somebody else came up with the script and everything else.
Yeah, say what you will about Sean Cunningham, and without him, we wouldn't have any of this. But on a creative level,
yeah, nil.
No.
Yeah, so I think what he meant is he's licensing the stuff out so somebody can develop a game.
Well, I'm a Victor Miller guy.
I mean, I wasn't, because like I feel if I'm paying you to do a job for me, then I paid you and it's over. But upon further review, like seeing how Sean did absolutely nothing.
It's not even that too. It's residuals and licensing,
right?
Publishing and things like that. Same goes to musicians too, and the Writers Guild. They have unions,
right? And then you just seen people get fucked over so much, on their content and shit that they created. Like the guys from Superman, the Siegel and Schuster, they got screwed for so many years. Bill Finger rather, for Batman, and just different things like that. So you want to see people get what they deserve. Yeah,
Harlan Ellison didn't get credit for Terminator 2 until like years and years and years and years later. He was like just about to die, when he absolutely created the source material for that.
I got a good horror series that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
Silent Hill.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was on the poster. Silent Hill was some good shit.
Fantastic. I have the first 3. The first one on PlayStation 1, PS2 was number 2 and 3. 3 is actually a pretty rare game now, and I mean 2 and 3 are valuable. I'm not getting rid of those, but I still have them. I think I still have the strategy guides for 2 and 3 also.
Wow, strategy. That's a blast.
I don't know.
Nowadays, the kids don't get it, man. They do all this on the computer.
Yeah. We looked through the damn books. I got strategy guides for Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo still.
You spend $49.99 for the game, and then another $19.99 for the strategy.
Sometimes too, if you had like I remember like back in the day, if you had a Nintendo Power subscription, you got like a discount on the strategy guides and stuff. Right. Silent Hill. I remember the first time I played that, man. I turned the lights on, man. It's so creepy. Right. PlayStation 1 game.
I definitely.
A lot of people said it was really scary.
I definitely played it, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. Because back then I was playing games a lot more than I do now.
Yeah, the atmosphere in Silent Hill 1 of the horror games that I've played, like I'm going to kind of separate it from Friday the 13th because it's just completely typed. This is like more of a story game.
Right.
Silent Hill to me, I think, was the creepiest horror game I've ever played. Just in terms of atmosphere, it was just crazy freaky, especially in the dark.
I think that's how I felt about the original Dead Space. It was really, really creepy, and I like that. I like it. Sometimes, like being skeeved out was one thing, but being creeped out, like by something genuinely like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to get me like that, and when it does, I'm impressed. So
yeah. Because there's a scene in Silent Hill 1. You come because you're looking because he's looking for his daughter. So you're in the town of Silent Hill. You go into this creepy school, and there's monsters everywhere. Excuse me. But there's this one part where you come up to this fence, and if I'm not mistaken, there's like a body hanging from the fence, and then all of a sudden it's dark because it's just like a little light that shines on you, and all of a sudden you just see these creepy like death dogs just come up at your feet and start attacking you, and they just come out of the dark, and it like really catches you off guard.
Yeah, I'll have to revisit those one day.
Yeah, I mean, I still have all my old systems. I mean, well, you can play PlayStation 1 games on PS3 , but
Chris is like that. This dude just won't sell shit.
No,
he's got one of the Woody Wood grain Atari 2600s in the box.
I mean, I still got my Nintendo, Super Nintendo back there. I got my Genesis.
He's got all. I have his Nintendo 64. But he has all those shits though.
Still got my Dreamcast.
He's got that Atari that looks like them station wagons from Chase movies and shit.
The Woody Wood.
Oh my god!
I tell him like, dude, you got a gold mine sitting here, man. You don't even. It's stuff you're never gonna touch again. But whatever.
I'll tell you what else was good was the Telltale games of The Walking Dead were pretty good.
I never played them because I never watched the show.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I was into The Walking Dead early for like the first 5 seasons, like a little bit after Negan showed up. I got out of it. We stopped watching it, but the Walking Dead games on Telltale Games were pretty good.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna go back and watch that, and I never seen what the fuck, your show, Ryan, that everybody fucking loves, calls the greatest show of all time. You have a tattoo of it.
Oh, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah.
Oh, you gotta watch that.
I know, I do, but I just haven't gotten to it.
My wife and I binge watched that in like 2 months, I think.
Yeah, that's right. The Wire was like that for me. I didn't watch The Wire when it first came out, but I finally did.
So fucking good.
What did it take me about a week to get through that shit?
Yeah, you hammered through it. That's how
it's me working 70 hours a week, dude.
I knew
I couldn't wait.
I know your taste though, Rick. I knew you were gonna love The Wire.
Yeah, I did, dude. Yeah. I think I need to rewatch that again.
I got a game.
That one actually, that has an argument to me anyway for best show ever. It does. It's
my favorite part of it is how every season was its own show.
It was.
It just changed and kept going. It just totally kept you into it.
They all tie together.
They all tie together, but it was just so different.
And like I said, I told people this too, and you said it during your initial watch that you weren't really feeling season 2 much, but when you go back and rewatch it, it might be one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is my favorite season now. Is season 2, and it was my least favorite.
Oh yeah. Towards the end, I felt that way.
Yeah, I love season 2.
Rosa, she still has her favorite PS1 game, Parasite Eve. We talked about that in the beginning. That's my favorite. I fucking love that game.
Was that like an RPG game, or was that?
Yeah, and you customized your weapons and added different pieces and shit, and it was so cool. There was like this really cool mutated alligator fucking thing you fought in the sewer, and
there was there's a game that came out in like 2014. I have it. I actually never got through it all the way, but you guys probably heard it. Evil Within was a horror game.
Heard of it for sure.
Yeah,
I never got through that, but I remember the beginning of that game was pretty freaky too.
Right on.
There you go, Bill.
Uh-oh.
Bill Fenton in here. He's a big Michael Myers guy.
From both sides.
Yeah, I miss the old days of playing Friday the 13th though. That was always a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, speaking of Michael Myers, that's what you guys are just talking about.
There ain't no Michael Myers in this house. That's the shape.
The shape, yes, the shape.
Going in the dark as I'm moving.
I'd love to get a Michael Myers game, a Halloween game.
Oh no doubt.
So cool. Because then you could do the different skinned versions of them with the different masks and everything from all the movies.
Like that one with the big old bug eyes
out the window.
What was that part 4 or 5 where you had those big giant fucking eyes and you?
5.
Oh, so bad, man.
Yeah, the masks. Like I don't know why they ever deviated from the original.
Right. The Shatner mask, man.
Yeah, it's the only one that's any good.
I'm not a big fan.
Some of the newer ones are based on that, so it's okay.
I'm not a big fan of the mask in H2O, but I don't know how people feel, but I liked H2O.
I love that
movie. I hate the mask.
Yeah, I really like that movie.
Yeah,
The H2O I really liked.
It might be it's probably my third favorite of them all, besides 1 and 2.
Resurrection was garbage.
That's the only one I hate.
Garbage.
Oh, I hate more than that.
Oh yeah, but do you hate any more than you hate that one?
Yeah.
Really? What do you think's worse than Resurrection?
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
I'm slow. 1, 2,
I didn't
8,
see the
20.
second Halloween that Zombie did. I only saw
Bill
the
says.
first one.
What's that?
I only saw the first Rob Zombie Halloween. I didn't see the second one.
The first one, the first half of it was so stupid and unnecessary. Yeah. But then when it went into the actual remake story, it was okay. It was decent. You know,
I only saw it once. I don't remember much.
But I don't think, honestly, the reason I won't say it was good is because he didn't do enough to make it different than the first one. Yeah. All the backstory of Michael Myers as a kid, that was just so unnecessary and stupid. You know?
I agree.
So, ends was dog shit, Bill says.
I hated the second one even more, but now we're going way off topic. So.
Yeah, fuck it. That's what we do. But
it's all horror related.
It's all good. It was good to be about that time, though.
Yeah, it is. Usually these go 1 hour and 6 minutes, almost religiously. But today we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. So this might be the longest one of these things we've ever done.
Talking about something interesting. Good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well,
I didn't think we'd get an hour out of this. I thought we'd get 5 minutes for the review and then maybe 20 minutes.
I'm sure there's probably.
That's why I did old horror games and the review.
Dude, if Sean and I could probably do a podcast.
Oh, thanks, Rosa. Rosa says good show tonight.
Thanks, Rosa. Sean and I could probably talk about that Friday the 13th game for 3 fucking hours, telling stories about
war stories,
battle chads.
Dude, there was this one. I got to tell this story. There was
Go
this
ahead,
one
man.
night.
We ain't going nowhere. We got shit to
do. We all were dressed up as we were all not dressed up. We were all playing as Chad. But in the game, we gave Chad the leopard skin, tighty whitey underwears.
Yeah.
And he does that little dance where he can make him do that. So we had baseball bats and we just followed. There was like 5 of us, I think. We just followed Jason around, just kept hitting him. And then we all just did the dance in the leopard skin underwear constantly.
I have the video of that. It's on my Facebook. I can share it to our page.
Yeah, do that, man.
If you remember when you play,
I know you had a bunch of those videos.
If you play as Jason, you have to spam the X button to get to sit back up. That one night when we knocked him out and he didn't get up.
That was good. That was a Mike Tyson 1989 KO.
Nice.
We were absolutely dying. He just gave up. He just laid there because I'm sure the dude was probably laughing at us. He just never got up. He just didn't push the button at all.
He was either laughing so hard that he went along with it, or he was so mad that his controller went through his TV screen.
Yeah, right.
One or the other. And then I remember the dude who was playing Tommy Jarvis wasn't even with us, and he walks over and sees the corpse of Jason laying on the ground and just stares at him for a minute and just puts the shotgun to his head and pulls the trigger.
Crazy.
He's already down, and Tommy's like, fuck it.
That was one of the hardest times in my life I think I've ever laughed.
Oh yeah,
during that I was pissing myself with that. That was so funny.
That game was
my head hurts now laughing about it again.
Right.
Now I don't think this Texas Chainsaw Massacre game will ever have the potential to be that fun.
Right.
Fun factor, it's not going to ever touch it. But as far as a better quality game, I think it can do it.
Yeah, I definitely think too, because the servers for that are done in December of 24. So I definitely want to get some more sessions in on that again before.
Yeah, and then it's gone forever.
Ugh, I'm not going to play offline bots to get my fix on it. It'll just be done.
Be done on it. That is the sad thing, though. That's the only thing with these multiplayer online only games. They do have a finite lifespan.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Friday had a damn good run.
It did. I mean, you can jump on there now and get into a match, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ricky was playing it the other day. Ricky was playing the other day, and there was people on playing.
Ricky likes that game, right?
Yeah, he plays it a little bit. He played it for a little bit when I first got it on the Switch, and then he didn't play it because he doesn't really play the Switch. And then the other day he was playing it, but he plays mostly his Xbox and plays like all kinds of crazy shit on there, like Fortnite.
That was a game that I never wanted to get on Switch because I just knew with how you control everybody, I would just destroy those Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
With how if he pushed in to run and they would just get so warped.
Oh, I did shred through 3 PS4 controllers in like 2 years playing that game because of the sprint. My left stick would constantly be moving up. I couldn't play Madden with it because I couldn't do audibles or anything because the left stick was always going up.
I got it on the Switch because I was playing that the most because it was after it had been out for a while, and I was playing the Switch a lot, and I was like, I downloaded it right to it, so I played just before before the PS5.
Yeah, I definitely before that game's gone, and we got to give that game we got to give it a proper send off.
Sean, though, while you're here, man, why don't you tell everybody about your channel and tell everybody where
there's still some people on here.
So I have a Twitch. Philly the 13th. I stream mostly Super Mega Baseball 4 on there, but I'm starting to stream Texas Chainsaw Massacre and getting into some other stuff. My YouTube's the same. Now I don't really post on YouTube anymore. I used to have a more like active channel back when I was collecting like Funko Pops and stuff. I would do like collections and reviews and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But I have some videos on there. I actually have 2 Friday the 13th videos on there from the game that I made. I actually made a video with part 5. And I did a bunch of kills, and I edited it all, and I put it to his eyes from the part 5 movie.
Right, nice.
Yeah, I did the Pseudo Echo song, and then I did another, video on my channel. So my channel's the same, Philly the 13th. I actually just changed my YouTube from what it was to this name. I'm trying to have my name be consistent everywhere.
Right. Well, that's what we tried to do, but Facebook fucked us and let us put "damn" with an N. But then Ryan shows me 50 other pages that have it that way, so I don't know why they picked me to fuck with, but. So on Facebook, it's damn without an N, but on everything else, it's damn spelled proper.
So
I just followed you.
I made this video this was with a different group of guys I was playing with one night. I made a video where we got in the car and we tracked down Jason and we started beating him up and we had Jarvis and we killed him. I edited it and I set it to the I don't know if it was Natural Born Killers or I forget what band it is or what rap group, but
Ghetto Boys
from Office. The Ghetto Boys from Office.
I knew it as soon as you said it. I'm picturing it in my head like.
So I had to die, motherfucker, die,
motherfucker, still. That's the name of the song, still.
The song is still, yeah.
Yeah, so I set that to there. That's on there. Just a little goofy, like 1.5-minute video.
Yeah, I totally forgot the correlation that Sean was a big Funko guy. You should see Rick's pop.
Yeah, I got like 300 of them.
I think probably have about the same, but not as much as I used to.
Now I'm gonna put this out here right now. I'm not bragging about it because it's not mine. It's Rick's. I would say that Rick has the largest autographed Funko Pop collection when it comes to Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I probably do. I got one from every one of the main Jasons except Brooker. Right. That's my dream piece to get because it might exist.
Yeah.
The Funko existed while he was alive.
Not for
long, but it did.
When
so
did he
could exist.
Was it 03?
No, he was in 3. Brooker was in 3. So I do have one from 3. There was a guy that did one scene in 3, Mike DeLuna.
What year did he pass away?
What year did he pass away?
2010.
2010.
2010 sounds about right.
Okay.
But whatever year it was about the Jason Funko existed for about 6 months.
Okay. Do you have you have the unmasked one too, the Comic-Con one?
It's a fake. But yeah,
okay.
The real one's $1,000, man.
I know. That's why I don't have it.
With the fake from China, $20. I remember when I got it because I was new to the Funko game, and you got the app and it'll scan the UPC code and it'll tell you what it's worth. And I scanned it. I paid $20. It took a year to get here, and I finally got it. And I scanned it, and it says at that time it was 800, I think. I was like, holy shit. So I posted in one of my Funko groups. They're like, look at the score I got for $20. And then they started breaking it down like. This is why it's wrong. This is why it's wrong. This is why it's wrong.
Now, is it more the box that's wrong or the actual figure itself?
There's on the figure, the wrinkles under his eyes are slightly different.
Okay.
And on the box, the V in movies comes all the way down when it shouldn't.
Right. Yeah. So
or the M rather. The M in
movies. The boxes.
So there's
most of my horror.
It's real difficult to tell.
I had a really big Funko horror collection, and I actually sold it. I sold a bunch of I just had too many. My wife hates them.
I got them in these cubicles that hold 12 each, and I got about 15 of them in my living room. They wallpapered my living room.
These are the boxes that hold baseball bats.
Yeah.
So I have them in there. Like this is just one little spot. I got a back wall there. You can see a bunch of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
standing up there. That's all my office ones. But I kept all my Jason ones. So I had as part 2, part 3, part 5, and then I think that's all I got.
I got a custom part 6 signed by CJ.
Yeah. It was just of the official ones. I just have 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, I got both of the NES.
My main horror, so like my main favorite horror, I'm a big Pennywise guy. I love
Nice.
it.
Oh yeah, your shirt that you got on today.
Like that display case there is nothing but Pennywise. I have another one behind this door. It's nothing but Pennywise.
Hell yeah.
He's my dude.
I've never seen either one of them.
Oh,
even the original.
I'm going to.
You see the Tim Curry version?
I've never seen either.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, no, I did see that, but I was, it was 1990, right?
Yeah, 90.
They came on TV. I was like 11 years old. I barely remember it.
Yeah.
I remember the spider thing, and but I don't really
the end
remember
of that movie's garbage. I hate the end of that movie, but the way that they did the spider. But Tim Curry's amazing. So I met him. I got a picture with him in this shirt.
Nice.
I was wearing this
I've
shirt.
seen it.
Yeah, Tim Curry's legendary, man.
Man, when I met him, it was I just told him like he was in the wheelchair. This was only a few years ago since I met him after he had the stroke, and I told him, I said, look, I love Pennywise now. Like I love it now. When I was a kid, I told him, I said, with all due respect, with my language, I said, you scared the shit out of me as a kid. And he looked up at me with the sweetest voice, and he said, well, I guess I did my job. Yeah, he was great. I didn't get an autograph because it was a little bit more expensive, but I've always been the type of guy, for me, depending on certain things, like I got them the Friday the 13th autographs there, but I'd rather have a picture than an autograph.
Yeah, same.
But I will get
autograph stuff, but the picture's cooler.
Yeah, I love getting pictures with people. But yeah, Tim Curry was fantastic. He's going to be a guy when his time comes. It's gonna get me really hard.
Shit that he was in, man.
Yeah, oh yeah,
from
Clue,
horror and on,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Rocky Horror, It, of course, Clue.
Yeah, and his comedic stuff, he's hilarious.
I love Clue.
He was fantastic in Clue.
Yeah,
he was.
That whole cast was great, man.
Yeah, there was a movie he did with Sylvester Stallone called Oscar, where he played like a bumbling idiot.
And,
I don't remember.
Wasn't he in that? Yeah. He was in that Nickelodeon show too, wasn't he?
He did a lot of voice work.
Yeah,
kind of horror-ish too. Remember Legend?
Yeah,
with Tom Cruise,
Mia Sara.
Yeah,
and Tom Cruise. Yeah,
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Let's see. It was a pretty cool show. My kids used to watch it. He was in Young Justice, Transformers. Yeah, a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, he was in that movie Fern Gully, if you remember that. He played the monster in that. Yeah. Do you remember the show Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad in the 90s?
I do.
It was one of those Ham Saban shows like Power Rangers. Yeah, he was in that. He was the villain in Cyber Squad. Yeah,
the Wild Thornberries.
I remember that.
Oh, that's Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah.
That was a cool show, man. I really liked that. One of my kids was into it.
If you ever get to watch the original It from 1990 with Tim Curry, I highly also recommend. I'll show it to you real quick because I got it right here.
Okay.
This documentary just came out last year.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep, it's on Tubi.
Fantastic documentary.
And my younger kids, Ricky and my daughter, they watched it, all of them, with one of my older sons, Eric, and they really like them. So I'm gonna have to watch them again with them anyway.
Yeah.
So
to me,
they've been wanting to watch that doc, like when it comes up on Tubi, but I don't want to watch it because I want to see the movie first.
Yeah, the 90 It, to me, it still holds up in terms of like the performance that he gives. He's still scary as shit in that movie. He really is. Bill Skarsgård, I love the Bill Skarsgård movies. I don't think he's scary.
Right.
But I love the way he portrays Pennywise. But Tim Curry was scary. He was terrifying. I didn't get the same vibe from Bill Skarsgård, even though I loved his performance.
Right on.
But
And
yeah,
Rosa says she's
documentary
scared
is
of
great.
clowns.
If you want to actually see behind the scenes footage of him in the makeup acting normal, it's so bizarre.
I'm gonna check that doc out for sure, but I'm gonna watch the movie first.
I can't watch. Well, I could do it in a different room, but my girlfriend doesn't do clowns.
I was terrified of clowns as a kid, but
my ex-wife was like that.
Pennywise,
Like she was so scared of clowns.
Her thing, nothing with clowns and nothing with spiders. So one day for a goof, if I had the way to do it, I'd kind of do a parody and I'd tie together it with arachnophobia and take lights out of her.
Now, arachnophobia, that would get me. I hate spiders, man.
They don't bother me one bit. I just didn't think it was a very good movie. So
I don't know.
You remember it with John Goodman?
I don't. I seen it. I think I seen it in a drive-in.
I saw it. Maybe in the theater. I don't remember, but yeah, I just don't think it was very good.
Yeah, that was 1990. I think that came out.
Give or take, sounds about right.
Early 90s. No later than 92. Something like that. So. Are you still in your
The music in the original It was creepy.
Right on. Okay, so this thing's been going for an hour and a half, by far our longest podcast. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank Sean for jumping on with us.
Appreciate it.
And I think we'll post on it on the page, but I think we're gonna switch to Thursday nights at 7 because it just seems to be going better than Friday night at 8 anyway. Seems more people get a chance to come jump on here. I'm off half a day on Thursdays, so if I ever needed to do
originally when he asked me about Friday, I was originally supposed to be going to a Phillies game tomorrow, but now that I have COVID, I'm probably not going. So that's why I switched it to today anyway, because
that's what he was saying. That's why we're on Thursday. But I think it's just good. I think it's just been working out better on Thursdays anyway. Because
it seems like we got a decent conversation in here too.
Yeah, it worked, and we had a lot of people jump in. There's still 8 people on now watching us, and we got as high as like 15. So,
and I mean, just look at the 3 of us. They ain't here to look at us. So
this is definitely a good topic tonight. It's definitely went better than I thought. Like I said, the review went for over a half hour by itself. Yeah. So we could have just stuck with just that, but
and
it worked out.
We're going to revisit that in probably about 3 months. Let them get some patches in.
Yeah, and we'll re-review it. Maybe we'll figure out how to put the game on here and shit. Like he knows how to do that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He can help us out with that or something. So next week we got something in the works. Guest maybe, hopefully. He said he's going to do it, but then he didn't give me an official yes. I can start promoting it. So we're not going to talk about it, but it's going to be something you guys are going to want to hear if it happens next week. And if it doesn't, just watch the page for when I make that announcement. Cleveland people are going to really want to see it. Maybe people outside of Cleveland, but mostly Cleveland people.
I think Sean would be interested too.
Yeah, you could tell him off the air or whatever.
I will.
But so thank everybody for coming out, for jumping in the discussion, comments, and follow, go to Philly the 13th on Twitch, follow him, and support people doing shit. So we're gonna end this, and I'll have this up on the audio podcast with all the last 3 or 4 weeks. I got a giant one. I might break it into 2, but I got to send it to Eric, and et cetera, et cetera. So anything else, Ryan?
There goes the neighborhood.